Welcome into the Immigrant Podcast. I'm your boy, Nikolai Hill. Program is brought to you by Nothing But Net International and Immigrant Apparel. Appreciate you logging in for another episode here today. Listen, everybody does their social media research. We watch clips, watch memes, or memes, whatever you call it. And a lot of times, whatever you see here or there could make your hour, make your day. Getting a little laugh or getting some knowledge or some introspection. You'll use it to do some introspection on what you would see for yourself if given the opportunity. So me and my sister we're watching the same. I got it a couple of days ago, and I saw this part of the clip, and she sent it to me earlier this morning. So I was already going to touch on it, but this kind of maybe speeded the process up a little bit. So let's do it. So the debate was we were watching a podcast, and the debate was: would you rather take $1 trillion or spend 10 minutes with Jesus? And of course, I don't want to sound more educated, or my sister is, or our family has a better view or a different view on life than some do. And depending on your relationship that you have with yourself and with God already, and you might feel comfortable with one of these answers more than the other. So I know, and we came to the conclusion that $1 trillion would be obviously better served if we could receive that and then use that $1 trillion to do God's work. But in our researches, and in asking a lot of people out there, I did as well as my sister, my people came back to me more favorable with answers that said the $1 trillion. In her favor, she's in a more religiously affirmed environment in the Caribbean. And maybe her friends or the people who are her associates or the people that she's around have more of a religious background in the immediate, um, the answer was the majority different. And so, what would you take, and what would you uh, use best served for yourself and for everyone around you? Is 10 minutes with God going to give you the foresight that you need to be a better person, a more fruitful person on this planet, a person on this planet that is going to be more productive, and so that $1 trillion wouldn't be able to help you because you would already be in a situation where money is not a problem for you? Or would the $1 trillion, for which definitely I would take, could be best served to use to help others? Now, on the podcast, we heard talking about end homelessness. I mean, I'm not sure if we could end homelessness, but I would definitely try to end the homelessness in my environment, my surroundings, my neighborhood. And if I could, I'd branch off from there. They talked about attaining property, both domestic and overseas, and hundreds of acres of it. And that's definitely something that I think all people of color should be doing going forward. They talked about also setting aside reparations or some sort of cash endowment for people who have gone through slavery, their ancestry. Now, that's not something I'm totally in favor of, but if that's something that you would want to do with your $1 trillion, why not? And there are other things, of course, associated with being a trillionaire that would come easy. And of course, no one's going to let you get $1 trillion without having some sort of accounting, some sort of agent, some sort of management before they give you that money. And of course, that's exactly what you should do before you go get that check if somehow you get $1 trillion. But that's a great debate. I think I just wanted people to think about that. What would you do if you had, first of all, if you had the option of $1 trillion or spending 10 minutes with Jesus Christ? Or if you get past that question, and if you got the $1 trillion, what would you do? How would you spend it? How would you make a difference? If you talk to Jesus, what would you impart on the public? And what would you hope to accomplish after that 10-minute conversation? Now, it's a weird episode. I wanted to do it, and I like the topic itself. Shout out to my contributor, Tiger Lily, for punching in up on this one. Get back to us, man. I'm Nick Law here, the Immigrant Podcast. Let's take it easy.